Hi, lexpiano here. This is pretty much going to be a Stephen King collection, but to my left of me I've got the books that I have not read yet, the ones that I've just sort of briefly skimmed for you on the shelf. I'm still reading Gerald's Game. I'm still on the same place as before, because I didn't read it all of today because I was out fishing all day, so yeah, sorry, no report on that. But yeah, I'll show you pretty much the ones that on my shelf that I'm yet to read yet. So let's get started. So after Gerald's Game, I'm going to read Dolores Claiborne, which I haven't heard much about. I know I've read stuff that's just one big novel. It doesn't really stop, which will be a bit awkward. But yeah, it should be alright. Sorry, no text. Okay. Next up is a collection, Nightmares and Dreamscapes. It's a short story set, which looks quite long, so it might take me a little while. But I kind of really like reading short story sets. Kind of just changes every sort of often. Every story will change, and yeah, should be pretty good. Next up is a hardback, Insomnia, which I've heard is a very book. I heard it's a good one. So yeah, I might. Yeah, that's after Nightmares and Dreamscapes. I'll read that one. Next up, I've heard this one is not so good, but I'll read it anyway. Is Rose Madder. This one I heard is not that good, but yeah, but I'll read it anyway. 'Cause yeah, that's just what I do. Next is Desperation, and this one I've heard is not so good either, but I'll still read it. Next is Bag of Bones, which this one I've been wanting to read for a little while now, because I've read the synopsis for it, and it looks pretty good. If you have read it, tell me your opinion on it, like if you think it's good or if you think it's crap, just so I get a bit of a viewpoint on it. Next is a really short one, The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. This one is only about 200 something pages, so this one won't take me long at all. This one doesn't really look like a horror book at all, but yeah, I'll read it anyway, and this one won't take me long. Next one is Hearts in Atlantis, which I think has 4 short stories in it. I'm not actually sure on this one. I haven't heard much about this, but yeah, I'll read that one. Next one of the videos by BJS1300, he had this book in his list, but then took it out because he heard it was crap, and that was Dreamcatcher. This one I've heard it's hard to follow along with this one here, but yeah, I'll read it anyway, see if I can follow along. Next is the sequel to The Talisman. It's Black House, and I'm hoping this one will motivate me, because The Talisman, I didn't like The Talisman that much at all, so yeah, I'm hoping I'll get motivated on that one. Next is another hardback, Everything's Eventual, which is another collection. This one is 4 novels in it, I think, and this one is very big, so yeah. But yeah, this one I'll read this one. Looks pretty good. Next one I've been wanting to read it a while, but I don't know if it's good or not either. Is From a Buick 8. This one looks reasonably short, and but I haven't actually heard much about it, so you should, if you've read this one, tell me what you think of it. Tell me what you think of this one as well. Next is another short one, and it's not really that known, and it's also another hardback. The Colorado Kid. This one I found of a fish pond because I discovered that I hadn't actually got all the Stephen King books. Yeah, this one I don't know much about either, so this one, same thing. If you've read it, tell me what you think. Next one I've heard some stuff about, and it seems a bit odd. This one is Cell. Yeah, this one I've heard bits about, and it sounds okay, but I haven't actually read this one, so I can't give an opinion on that one. Next is Lizzie's Story, which I haven't heard anything about either, so same thing. If you've read this one, can you comment and tell me what you think? Next is a longish one, and that is Doomakey. This one I think I bought off the internet or bought it from a shop. I can't remember. But this one looks kind of long, so it might take a little while for me to read this one. But yeah, this one I've heard is pretty good, and I'll read it and see what it's like. Next up is another collection, Just After Sunset, which I've heard is pretty good. Yeah, and this one I think has one that was put in a movie called what was it? Tales from the Dark Side. The Cat from Hell is, I think, from this one. So I'll watch it and I'll read it and see. Next up is a long one. I think it's like the third longest book he's written. It's also very large. Is Under the Dome, which I haven't heard much about this, but it's the third longest I think, and a lot of people have said that this one's really good. So yeah, I'll read this and be the judge. Next one is another short one. I think it's got a novel and another. It's got two novels in it. Blockade Billy. And yeah, this one isn't that long, so this one won't take me long to read. And yeah, and I haven't actually heard much about this one, so yeah, same thing. Comment and tell me what you think if you have read it already. And next one is the most recent one that's come out by Stephen King. It's Full Dark No Stars, which is another novella collection. Yeah, this one only came out like late last year, I think. So I haven't actually heard anything much about this one, but yeah, I'll read it and see what I think. Next four ones where he's writing is Richard Buckman. The first one is Thinner, which is quite short, but I haven't heard much about it either, so yeah, but I'll read that one. Next is a collection of books by him, is the Buckman books, which basically has The Long Walk, Road Work, and The Running Man. And yeah, it's really long. It's about 900 pages, I think. But I'll get through that one. Next is Blaze, which I've heard is pretty good. But yeah, I'll be the judge on that one too. And the last one I've got is The Regulators, which I've heard is a sort of like Desperation. But yeah, same thing. I'll be the judge on that one. And on the bookshelf down here, if you can see that, this one there. That's the Dark Tower, the Gunslinger, the Dawning of the Three. Wasn't I don't actually have book 3. Wasn't in Glass, Wolves of the Keller, and Songs of Susanna, and the Dark Tower is on the bottom. I don't actually have book number 3 yet. I've got it on order from a bookshop. But yeah, that's my second Stephen King collection. Okay, bye.